Hello people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We are going to chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peeked, and I am going to let you know what things I've picked up, which I think honestly is none. I think there's none, and then you let me know down in the comments if you picked up any of these things. I feel like we're having a little bit of a summer breeze, just collecting energy for the upcoming onslaught of holiday launches that usually start happening in August, if we're gonna be honest. So I'm having pineapple water. Let's just have a sip of something tropical and let's just talk about the releases that are actually happening right now. And I did film this look. I filmed it with a chat to get ready with me, basically doing a answering your assumptions about me. You had some really juicy ones and I think I'm gonna have that next week. If not, I'll have it the week after, but it is filmed and I am absolutely loving my look. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm wearing, I am wearing the 3 palettes from Cosmic Brushes. Love this brand, and this is the look that I created using all 3 of these palettes together. If you're interested, I'll put a couple of things that I have on me right now in a pinned comment in case you're interested, and all the things that I'm going to be talking about in today's episode is going to be in the description box, together with links, together with codes, if I have anything like that, if there's any like prices or release dates or anything important, it's all going to be in the description box, and my links and codes may be affiliated, and if you do use them, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I do earn a small commission when you do. Also, before we get started, I do have a membership here on my channel. You can read all about it in the button next to the subscription button down below. I also have a link in my description box if you want to read all about it. And for my tier 2 and my tier 3 members on my channel, I do have a monthly Zoom call, and we're going to have another Zoom call tonight on Friday evening, or like a Friday after work. So I already have all the info in the community tab, so you can just check back there and see where the Zoom call is going to be. I'm giving you all the login info and everything, and I'm super excited to be seeing you again. It's going to be so much fun to just chat with you. And if you are interested in joining and you want to be part of the Zoom call tonight, if you join now, you can definitely be part of the Zoom call. All the info is going to be if you click the link down below. I don't know if there's actually anything that I will be purchasing myself this week, which honestly feels pretty nice. Let's talk about this one first. Let me scoochie. This is the new Sculpt Powder by Makeup Forever, and I want to talk about this one because I actually saw this in store. I went inside a Sephora because I wanted to buy the highlighter and the blush from Makeup Forever, and they look so beautiful. I have them here in my collection. I talked about them last week. They are really pretty. Of course, I bought the one that's lava something. It's a bright orange. It's so pretty. I will of course be using it in an upcoming trying new makeup. I did have a trying new makeup live on Thursday if you want to see me use a bunch of those stuff. I did use a couple of new things in that video, and I will have a video soon as well. And then I will use the blush and the highlighter to look amazing. The contour is a contour, and this is the reason why I didn't buy this one myself. The packaging is very slim and nice, and you're apparently able to pop these pans out in case you are maybe a working makeup artist or you like collect everything in a big palette. I like little singles. That's my preferred. Singles or duos or trios, those are my favorite ways of having makeup. But I will say the contours, if you are into cool tone contours, you know, the ones that are actually not a bronzer but like emulating a shade, a shadow, these might be something worth looking into because they went from fair to really deep. And the reason why I didn't pick it up is because I don't contour. Maybe I should, because I have like really wide like really like big cheeks and like wide temples, but I don't contour. It's not my journey right now. Maybe I'll get into it one day again, who knows, but that's why I didn't pick it up, because I'd rather buy a bronzer than a contour. But these are available, and I will say, just from looking at them in store, they looked really nice. The undertones were very good for a contour. This is something that's going to be revealed, maybe even released soon. I'm not 100% sure. This one is being delivered to me either today or tomorrow or somewhere soon. This is the new palette by Glaminatrix Cosmetics. They are coming out with a new palette that's called Sugar and Spice. And I don't really know what this palette is going to be all about, but I'm super excited to be trying it out. My code Angelica does work at Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and you will get 10% off your order. Are you interested in seeing this in action? I don't know. I'm trying. I've talked about this briefly. I talked about it in Thursday's video, that I've been dealing with so much stress that it's actually been taking a toll on me physically lately. I've been starting to get nosebleeds, which honestly is just very inconvenient. I'm not sleeping that well. So I'm thinking next week I'm gonna take a very slow week and just, you know, regain some energy a little bit. So I don't think I'll have time to do a dedicated video, but again, I want to try filming a testing new makeup. Iconic London sent me their skin tint. Maybe that could be something. This palette, that blush and highlighter that I talked about. I have some fun things to try, so maybe that could be something that I film next week when I feel ready, because again, I don't want to run myself to the ground, but I'm very excited to see what this palette is all about, and we will definitely be talking about it again next week, one way or another. I think this was one of the biggest news of this week. Last week we talked about the new Mothership palette that's coming from Pat McGrath, and the way that nobody's surprised that it's another pink palette. Now the news is that Pat McGrath is actually coming into Ulta. And every time I see this, I can't help thinking, who's out? It's the one day you're in and the next day you're out. Who's out from Ulta? I'm wondering what brand is like gonna be out, because like I'm not, this is just me guessing. I'm expecting Pat McGrath to not want to have like a little one of those cardboard things at the end cap. I don't think they're gonna do like a cardboard gondola at like the end of a row. I'm guessing she's gonna want to have an actual spot, and I'm excited to see where this is going, and I'm excited to see how this is going to be in Ulta, because I feel like Ulta for the longest time was the brand that had high-end and drugstore mixed, but they've been getting in a lot of really luxury brands as of late. Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, Dior, and I'm wondering how the Ulta consumers are feeling about it. Are they worried that some of the more mid-ranged or affordable brands are going out? I don't mind it, but I'm also wondering, like, how do we feel about the fact that both Ulta and Sephora pretty soon are just going to be exactly the same? I wonder a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. Have no idea when this is happening, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you think about this. Oh, I did do a video on this palette, and this is the new palette from Gourmand Girls in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny, and this one is called the Nightshade palette. I was like, I forgot what the palette was called. I did actually do a dedicated video on this palette because I thought the color story was super fun. If you want to see some swatches, if you want to see two different looks, I will say that this light here is maybe a little bit more cool tone than it looks in real life when you see it. It's a little bit less gray than this, or is it? I don't know, maybe it's just the decor that's making it feel like that. I honestly have no idea. We're gonna have to watch my video and see, but I think it's a really, really fun palette, and I think that this palette is available now for purchase if you want to purchase it, and you can use my code here as well to get 10% off. I think that this palette is really fun, and I'm very excited about the packaging and the color stories and the formula that Gourmand Girl has had as of late, because she has really done some changes to her brand, and I think she has done some great changes to her brand, went from good to great. So I'm super excited to see what more is coming up. I do know that from some of the marketing that they made it seem, I think, and I think some other influencers as well, made it think that they were hinting their Halloween theme, that they were doing something spooky, but apparently this is not their Halloween theme, even though this one has like skulls. Again, I'm a Swede, I don't really understand Halloween, but this is not their Halloween theming. They're just doing something spooky in July. Again, I'm a Swede. It's just all over my head. I need to learn more about this spooky Halloween culture to know when it is and when it's not. Apparently Benefit is releasing a new mascara, and this is the Fan Fest mascara. It is $28, and you can also buy it in a mini, which I think is really good, because I think that normally the minis from Benefit is usually as good as their big ones if you wanted to try the formula. My favorite, or one of my top favorite mascaras, is actually from Benefit. I'm loving still the Bad Gal Bang. I think it is an amazing elongating, lifting mascara that really holds a curl and makes my lashes look long and just flirty and lifted and separated. I really, really like it on me. This one is a fanning and voluminizing mascara. Flexing brush fibers help to fan out lashes while grabbing and defining. I do like a brush that grabs. Smudge and sweat proof. I could be intrigued to trying this because I do think that Benefit does really good mascaras, but at the same time, I have some of my favorite mascaras and I don't know if I need another one. But again, Benefit is good at mascaras. Maybe I should be trying this one out. Are you excited about this one? Which one is your favorite Benefit mascara? Because I feel a lot of people love Roller Lash the most, but I love the Bad Gal Bang the most. Makeup Revolution has 2 new releases that I think is coming soon or are available now. I will put some info down in the description box. One of them is this is the I Heart Revolution Butterfly Wonderland collection. There's a couple of things in here. There's like an ombre sponge. There's the color changing lip balm, which I mean is a trend right now. There's a brush set. There's an eyeshadow palette. Honestly, it's like a pinky dark burgundy with some like that lavender pop and some golds. I think it's a nice color story that a lot of people probably would get on board with. And then it is that really beautiful Butterfly Radiance highlighter, which seems to be like a pinky highlighter with this embossed butterfly in there. And that one looks gorgeous. I will say, a lot of things on Makeup Revolution that I've tried as of late actually have been pretty good. I've tried their eyeliners. They came out with some new eyeliners for the waterline. They've been really, really good. I'm very impressed with them. I think that they have upped their quality a bit, if I'm going to be honest. And I honestly also think that this product photography is some of their better product photography as of late, because I feel like for Makeup Revolution, sometimes the product photography on their website and the swatches are just making the product look more mediocre than it actually is. So I think that whatever they're doing with this product photography, it actually looks pretty decent. And then we also have the new Makeup Revolution Mousse Blusher. It's a dreamy, creamy color for cheeks and eyes, which makes me think that it's gonna dry down, because nobody wants a mousse on their eyes that doesn't dry. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. I don't want that. I think a lot of people would prefer if it dried down on the eyes. Achieve a soft focused skin with creamy whipped mousse formula. I like that. None of these shades seems to be perfect for me. They're a little bit more on the pinky side, which isn't my preferred blush shade. But I think that this looks really nice. And I definitely think this is it says it's the Y2K beauty throwback we're all been waiting for. Listen, I could do more mousse makeup. I am ready. I am ready for the mousse comeback. Not like mousse, but like mousse. Am I saying this correctly? I wonder if this is going to be a hit because people are so crazy about Dior right now. This is not Dior Backstage. This is Dior's the main beauty brand. But I think this is a color that really could go viral. And this is a new blush in the Dior Beauty like blush compacts. And this is 209, a bluish lavender. I feel like, and this is me predicting, I'm predicting, I think that we are gonna see the hype trend with blushes move from the cool tone Barbie pink, and people are gonna experiment with even more lavender leaning blushes. I would not be surprised at all with that. I feel like for the longest time, we were having that trend with all of the colors that look good on a warmer complexion, which is me. I have a neutral golden undertone. So all of those oranges and warm peaches and terracottas that was so popular in 2015, 16, 17, that was my jam. Right now it is the cool tone pinks. They're not my preferred color story on my cheeks, and I really think that now that so many people have realized, wait, those oranges, they're pretty, but maybe they weren't for me. I think we're gonna move into even more lavenders, and people are gonna experiment even more with cool tones on their cheeks now that we have like established that there are so many people out there that look great in a bright pink. And maybe I do too, but it also comes down to preference. I actually think that there is some purple blushes that I've tried that looks really good on me, but I think that where they really shine is if you have a pink undertone. A lavender or a purple blush, if you have a pink undertone, so beautiful. We did a sneak peek last week of some like slushies from Fenty, and I feel old, but I don't really get this. I don't get this. This is the Fenty in collaboration with Giselle. I don't know who Giselle is. Oh wait, I see now. It's Giselle Ugly Worldwide. they, them? Are they an Instagram model or just incredibly cool? I am a little confused, but they seem incredibly cool online and I immediately want to be them. Anyways, there are two different collaborations within, or two different sets within this collaboration. And it is an extra icy and it is $79 both of them, and it is a set. And the icy one is an eyeliner, a diamond veil balm, a gloss balm, and a cream blush. And the eyeliner is in baby blue, and it is a new color and it is exclusive for the set. Then the other one is called the extra hot one, and it is a standard lip paint in an unhinged, which is also a new shade exclusive to the set. Then there is a liquid eyeliner, I think in a brown one, diamond all over diamond veil, and a matchstick in chili mango. These are not for me, but I honestly think they're cool. I'm just not 100% getting it, but I also think that this is the fascinating thing about collabs, that sometimes a brand can do a collab with someone that you have never heard of. And I mean, you go in on their Instagram and they have 700,000 followers and I just don't know who they are, which says more about me than it does about them, to be honest. But yeah, I think it is cool. I'm guessing I'm not 100% getting it. And I also don't like buying like pre-done sets like this, especially when I know I already own some of these things. That blue liquid eyeliner though, that looks cute. Ooh, did we see that Charlotte Tilbury is doing a collab with Disney 100, it says? Is it that Charlotte Tilbury is doing a collab with Disney celebrating 100 years of Disney? Since it is specifically saying Disney 100. It says it's coming soon. Okay, don't get your hopes up. Calm down, put your debit card back, sit down. This isn't gonna be an exclusive eyeshadow palette. It's not, I doubt that. This is gonna be her magic cream with a Mickey jar. Just manage your expectations. It's Charlotte Tilbury doing a collab with Disney. Okay, it's a Minnie Mouse refresher sprayer. Expectations needs to be managed for this situation. Speaking of setting sprays, LOIS is releasing a setting spray, and this is the Skin Loyalty, a fine, lightweight setting spray that's supposed to lock makeup in place, have a soft matte finish. Ooh, I'm selling myself on this. Reduced appearance of fine lines, enlarged pores, and skin texture. Oh. Okay, so I'm getting this. This is the thing that's, the finger is out. The finger, well, it's not the debit card at least, but listen. While I'm editing this video, I'm gonna be like, let me pick this one. I'm gonna pick this one up for sure. Matte finish, reduce the, yes. This I will be getting. Thank you very much. There is a new collaboration between Gloss Gods, which is a Swedish indie brand, and Vanity Vane, which is a Swedish drag queen. They have done a collab as before, and I've actually showcased that here on my channel, and now they're doing another collab. This is round 2, and they're doing 2 quads, one with 4 mattes and one with 4 like more duochrome multichromes. They're doing a power liner, which is the cake liners that you like, water activated cake liners. They're doing some pigments that seem to be duochrome multichromes as well. And I know that Gloss Gods is also releasing one of those iridescent rainbow highlighters. So yeah, there's a bunch of things going on. I don't know if my affiliate code Angelica will work on this collection. They work on some things at Gloss Gods, but I will leave a link to it down below where you can check it out. And you can always try the code at checkout and see if you can get a discount or not. But Vanity Vane is just a really, really cool drag queen. And I did meet her when they did a release party just before I moved to the US. And I'm very excited to see that they're getting another collab. Viseart is coming out with the Coyish Etendu palette. And I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be the same shades as in the original Koi palette that was like an all shimmer palette that was bigger, but this is the Etendu format, so it's like a smaller palette like this, which I honestly think is great. I love me a smaller slim palette. Give it to me all day. Don't demonetize me. But this is an all shimmer palette. They're also coming out with some new lip glosses, lip shines, more darker colors. A charming companion to Koi. Okay, so these are another shades. Apparently it's not the same shades. A mesmerizing array of duochromatic delights. 12 mesmerizing shades inspired by the kaleidoscope, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not 100% sure if these are new shades or not, but it says it is a companion to the Koi palette, and the Koi palette is already an all shimmer palette. So if you are an expert of Viseart, please let us know down below if these are new shades or if these are the same shades but just in a smaller, slimmer packaging at a more affordable price point. There is a new big palette coming from KimChi Chic. She did do a palette, I think last week we talked about that neutral palette that they're coming out with, and now they're coming out with a big bright palette, and this feels eerily familiar to things that this brand has come up with before, which is very, very large colorful palettes with jumbled shades where a lot of the shades seems to be the same shade. I'm gonna change the picture to this picture. You don't get to tell me that a lot of these shades are not the same. There is something about this brand that just makes me not interested. There's just this feeling of cutting corners. And maybe they're not. Maybe they're not, but that's the feeling I'm getting of KimChi Chic. It just feels like, oh, this is good enough. Oh yeah, they're close enough, but nobody's gonna notice. Just put them in different parts of the palette. Nobody's gonna notice. It just makes it feel like all of the releases would have benefited from just going one more round, one more time through like samples before getting released, because there is at least 4 or 5 of the exact same bright pink in here. This is a brand that I don't think I've ever talked about, but I really like the cover of this palette. This is coming soon. This is the Strawberry Moon. Oh, I might have talked about this brand. Have I? Let me know. Ensley Cosmetics is releasing the revamped version of the Strawberry Moon eyeshadow palette with their new and improved matte formula and 3 additional multi-chromes and new artwork. I think that this packaging is super, super cute. And I will say this packaging gives me some really like, it gives me the feels about being super excited to see what's in the palette. Let me know what you think about this. Is this not the brand that my friend Heather has tried? I need to ask her behind the scenes, like, should I pick this up? And Moira Cosmetics is releasing new shades in their Diamond Days liquid shadows. 16 new shades, which I feel are a lot, because I feel like they had quite a few of these from before, and I also that's a lot. I want to make another order from Moira because there's a couple of things that I want to try, but I kind of want to wait for them to release another eyeshadow palette because I still haven't tried their eyeshadow palette formula. So I'm thinking this, are you with me? Next time Moira is releasing an eyeshadow palette, I'll make an order from Moira and we'll try even more from the brand, because I do feel like they had some really, really good things. And then also they had some things that are a little bit so-so. Oh my god, I almost forgot to say, Half Magic Beauty is also coming to Ulta Beauty. This makes me very excited because I love Half Magic Beauty. And this, I think, is the first retailer that they're getting into. And I think they have so many amazing products. Their liquid eyeshadows are amazing. Their like pressed highlighter is amazing. Their glitter puck, if you like adding sparkles and a wet look to your lids or to your cheeks, absolutely beautiful. I just am very excited for their things to be able to be explored by a lot of people. Their sparkly glosses, absolutely beautiful. I am very excited about this. Let me know if you would like me to maybe, I don't know, do something more. Do you want to have like I do have a video on, if you want to see Half Magic Beauty, if you want to know like what's good from the brand, which I basically already told you. But overall, just hear me out. This is a really nice brand, and when it comes into Ulta and you see something that you feel like you might like, definitely I do recommend, because I think they make really, really beautiful stuff. And I'm excited to see another interesting, innovative brand come into Ulta. I'm thinking like About Face as well, just such a fun brand. And think Half Magic Beauty in the same vein as About like Face. They're just playful, innovative, just colorful, just quirky, fun brands to play around with, and I'm so excited to see them at Ulta. I'm just excited for the brand. I'm excited for the owner. I did actually meet her. She invited me to an event here in Austin. She's super sweet. She is the lead makeup artist at Euphoria. So that is the Euphoria makeup style basically is. Like, she is the vision behind the Euphoria makeup style, and she also is the vision behind Half Magic Beauty. So if you like that kind of a makeup aesthetic, I definitely think you should check them out. Okay, let me scooch back. Boop. I know today's episode was a little bit shorter, but honestly, I think brands are having a summer break, which I think is a good idea. I think all of us should just try and have a little bit of a summer break. I'm gonna do my best this weekend, and I'm also gonna force myself to do less next week because I think my body is telling me that, like, bitch, it's time to calm down a little bit. So I'm gonna listen to my body and do that, but I will still have videos. It just will not be 5 videos next week. I know you understand. Anyways, I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. Don't forget that I'm doing a live tonight if you are a member on my channel. So I will see you then, or I will see you next week. Bye!